Hello. Welcome to the next in the series of review clips designed to assist you in preparing for your Biology 3201 public examination. In this clip, we'll be taking a look at the pace of evolution, specifically the idea of gradualism versus punctuated equilibrium. Punctuated equilibrium, in essence, evolution occurring in a series of stops and starts, states that morphological or physical change occur usually when species branch to form new species, or speciation events. In between these speciation events, there is stasis. The evolutionary rate may not be constant. It's going to be fast at the speciation events, but slow between. The mechanism of punctuated equilibrium occurs primarily through allopatric speciation. Peripheral subpopulations are small, easy to isolate, and they will indeed evolve faster. Whereas gradualism, also known as phyletic gradualism, and punctuated equilibrium are two alternative modes of speciation. Both have been seen in the fossil record. Punctuated equilibrium stresses the idea of stops and starts, but stasis in between the speciation events. The stasis, the horizontal line. Whereas gradualism views species difference as being primarily a gradual model where species are continually changing with very little stasis. The idea that speciation occurs relatively quickly when spurts of rapid genetic change punctuate the equilibrium of primarily constant morphology was first proposed by Stephen Gould and Niles Eldredge. The prolonged periods of geological time when little or no change occurs is known as stasis. Darwin and modern Darwinists conceived of gradual change as taking millions and millions of years to bring about evolution of one species into another. Phyletic gradualism brings about a very slow, steady branching and slow divergence of the populations, as modification of one or both branches will result in new species. Gradualists believe that gradual change in the gene pool slowly accumulate over long periods of time. Species A eventually becomes species B. Yet, the discovery of the founder effect and the rapid change that can come about in small populations suggest a slightly different mechanism. Eldredge and Gould proposed in 1972 that sudden sharp branches in the evolutionary tree were followed by long periods of stasis and no change. They termed their model punctuated equilibrium. They suggest that small populations become isolated from large populations and new adaptations arise very rapidly in these new, smaller groups. The speciation event will be rapid in geological time and produce a sudden dramatic burst of changes that quickly originates brand new species. Yet, once the new species form and the population grows to a large size, the dampening effect of the huge gene pool slows down further change and makes it difficult for any subsequent modification to take place, hence the long period of stasis. These species will remain virtually the same for the rest of their existence, or until they become extinct. In both models, gradualism and punctuated equilibrium, speciation is a branching mechanism through time. This is a commonality between the two. Punctuated equilibrium, if we begin with species A, isolation, speciation events, long periods of little or no change, an isolation event separates a small population of individuals, as it does here and here. With a different gene pool or a burst of mutations, this isolated group rapidly evolves into a separate species. C would arise very rapidly once it was isolated with a different gene pool and mutation and natural selection at play. So, punctuated equilibrium, to restate, long, stable periods interrupted by brief periods of more rapid change. This can occur for several reasons: genetic drift, following mass extinctions. And again, we see the two models contrasted. Punctuated equilibrium, with the stasis events and rapid bursts, versus gradualism, slow, steady change. An example question that was posed on a previous public examination is as follows. You are asked, what mode of evolution is represented in the diagram below, and explained. You see a diagram of the horse skull, and it's changed from the early horse with multi-toes to the modern horse with a single hoof. What mode of evolution is suggested by this model? The accepted answer was gradualism, 1 mark. The reason being, for a second mark, it shows a slow and steady change within a lineage. Thank you for your attention. I hope you found this learning clip to be helpful.